Washington, D.C., November 16, 2025. Global trade is in chaos. Headlines scream, U.S.-India trade war explodes. Washington hits, Indian exports with 50% tariffs. The U.S. has imposed a massive 50% tariff on a wide range of Indian goods, targeting key sectors like textiles, gems, leather, and engineering products. This move threatens to upend years of growing trade between the two nations. U.S. officials claim the tariffs are needed to protect American industries and rebalance trade. Indian industry leaders are alarmed, fearing their goods will become uncompetitive in the U.S. market. The U.S. is one of India's largest trading partners. Losing access would be a devastating blow. The world is watching as this new era of protectionism tests the already fragile global trade system. Businesses on both sides are scrambling to assess the fallout. The stakes for both economies have never been higher. The impact of the U.S. tariffs was immediate and severe. Indian exporters, especially small and medium businesses, are reeling as orders are canceled and revenue plummets. The 50% tariff has priced many Indian goods out of the American market overnight. Billions in expected export revenue have vanished, affecting everyone from factory workers to raw material suppliers. In Kanpur, a family-run leather factory faces layoffs after U.S. partners pull out. Similar stories echo in Tirupur's textile mills and Surat's diamond workshops. The human cost is mounting as livelihoods hang in the balance. What was once a thriving trade route is now choked by tariffs. Government officials scramble to assess the damage, but for many, survival is now the only goal. Thousands of businesses are caught in the crossfire of a global trade war. The future of India's export sector is at stake. The Indian government has responded with a bold $5 billion rescue package for exporters. The centerpiece, a $3 billion export promotion mission to help Indian companies find new markets in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Trade delegations, marketing campaigns, and international fairs are all part of the plan to reduce dependence on the U.S. A $2.3 billion credit guarantee scheme will make it easier for small exporters to access loans and keep their businesses afloat. This support is crucial for companies facing canceled orders and shrinking markets. The government's intervention aims to keep factories running and workers employed. By diversifying export destinations, India hopes to build resilience against future trade shocks. The rescue package is a lifeline for thousands of struggling businesses. For many, it's the difference between shutting down and finding new buyers abroad. India is determined not to let its export sector collapse. The crisis is being turned into an opportunity for global expansion. Indian exporters are pivoting fast, finding new customers in China, the UAE, and beyond. Exports to these countries are rising, showing the adaptability of Indian businesses, but the shift brings new challenges. India's trade deficit is widening as imports of gold, silver, and fertilizers surge. The country is now spending more on imports than it earns from exports, putting pressure on the rupee and foreign reserves. The government is closely monitoring the situation, aware that new export markets alone can't fully offset the loss of U.S. trade. Achieving a sustainable trade balance is now a top priority. The global economy's interconnectedness means a dispute with one country can ripple worldwide. India's ability to adapt will test its economic resilience. The rise in exports to China and the UAE is promising, but the path ahead is uncertain. Balancing short-term needs with long-term stability is crucial. The stakes for India's economic future have never been clearer. Behind closed doors, Indian and U.S. officials are locked in high-stakes negotiations. Reports suggest the U.S. may reduce some tariffs if India increases imports of American energy. Such a deal could help both sides. The U.S. finds a new energy market, and India diversifies its energy sources. The talks are complex, touching on trade, geopolitics, and the broader U.S.-India partnership. Both nations have strong incentives to resolve the dispute. Prolonged conflict would hurt businesses and consumers alike. India's $5 billion rescue package offers a safety net, but restoring stable trade with the U.S. remains the ultimate goal. The crisis has underscored the need for India to diversify its export markets and reduce reliance on any single country. This is a pivotal moment for India to strengthen global trade ties and build a more resilient economy. The outcome of these negotiations will shape not just U.S.-India relations, but the future of global trade. The world is watching to see if diplomacy can triumph over protectionism. The path to mutual prosperity hangs in the balance.